So I don't know the operating rules by AT&SF, but typically when you do that, you would have to do a full brake test, continuity test, or and also whether they apply or not. Feierabend or worth to wait some more minutes, and we're back. So, you have not been back before, guys. And the bear says that livery looks sharp on the loco. Yeah, it does. It's the war bonnet livery in red and silver, with a cigar band around the nose. Not to be confused with the cat whiskers. What looks a bit similar with those thingies here. But this is the cigar band. Spectre, hey, back again. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. Then something cut out and you missed coupling. And I was talking to the void, as it seems. Yes, and Bear says I have the livery for the SF F7. Yeah, exactly. That's the same livery. Only the font that they use is a bit different. It's not this balloony type, but it is more Roman type, railway Roman. In black letters, Santa Fe. Beautiful logo, the F7. Okay, I just go on now that you're back. We tried to finish that, and unfortunately it seems that we lost a bit of the scenario in between, especially Hank's heroic endeavor to reconnect the train to our locomotives and the 4 hoppers that we were carrying about, and our recovery from the emergency brake application that we got when connecting to the empty brake pipe. Inspector says F7 on clinch field is great. Limited power scenario rules. Yes, limited power is one of the all-time greatest. Where you really have to say they don't do scenarios of that kind nowadays anymore. And that is true. That is really a great scenario. And the logo is just beautiful. And on the F7 for the Cajon Pass, they even moved the horn pull out of the way so that you can read the speedometer. It gets so frustrating sometimes, the limited power. Well, I really like thinking back to the limited power. There's a director's cut of the limited power scenario. So, and why can I not apply power here? Do I have a traction lock? Or whatever kind? Inspector, yeah, it keeps you on your toes. I remember that it broke after saving the game. That was tense. Yes. Oh no. And we had another internet outage. And I'm not getting any power anymore, even though there is no... Even though there is no traction lock. I think I have read something of that kind. Akura, how many subs to change the provider? That is really difficult. So I don't even know whether I'm still live or not. Am I or am I not? I'm in a 4-minute session, that's what it says. But I don't know whether it is true. Well, somehow I managed to break. My loco and the internet at the same time. Bear says, I just completed Greenbrier branch yesterday on Clinchfield with the F7. It took so long for me to figure out the coal filling speed. Oh yeah. The radar, another 2-parter. Yes. And if it's only 2, it's getting a 3-parter or whatever. All right. So, I don't even know. I don't even know whether I am broadcasting at the moment still. The video producer says there have been... it says it's broadcasting. Okay, so I'm still there. This is so confusing. I hope they finally get their roadworks done and give me back my internet. Because that is always undoable. You're still online, says Spectre, okay. But somehow I broke the locomotive anyway. Look, we don't have a traction lock. But we're not drawing any power. We managed to release the brakes. We're still held in place only by the indie brake. The PCS open light is off. Let's switch off. Maybe there is a not recoverable safety system intervention here. That the PCS light does not light up and you cannot reset the PCS. Let's see if we get power again. We're not drawing any power anyway. Oh yeah, we are. You can hear it coming, can we? Not? Well, you can hear it, but there is no power showing. Interesting. What is that now? We're drawing power, it does not show on the ammeter. And we just managed to roll away from our cars again. And Acura, did you try to switch the loco off and on again? The generator field is on. I switch those thingies off and on again. Here, on. And you can hear it running, right? You can hear the engine revving up. It took us a couple of meters ahead. But we are not seeing it on the ammeter. I think the game is broken. I can hear the engine taking power, but it does not show on the ammeter. Yeah, that's it. And somehow the brakes on the cars are not releasing. Let's try to do an emergency brake and then a recovery with the safety systems off. Because sometimes the safety systems are connected with the PCS, a pneumatic control switch. And if the connection here in the game is somehow not working properly, then you cannot reset the switch that cuts off the power after an emergency brake application. And am I cut in? I am cut in. Otherwise I could not release the brakes, I think, if I wasn't cut in. Then only the equalizing reservoir would show. You hot. Yeah, I have the hot on to see what actually is happening here. So we can release the brakes. Equalizing reservoir. Also brake pipe is reacting. I just try everything. Thank you so much, Bear. This was no criticism. It was just debating whether it can actually be that. Because sometimes it is really something stupid. They do not have my reverser in forward so far. That would be weird. Aha! After switching off, now it works again, but only so much. ASRTU, hi. At any rate, we're getting back the amps on the ammeter, but we can't go. Because somehow the cars are holding us back, I'm afraid. The brakes on the cars not releasing. The HUD is good. The HUD. It is a debug tool, the HUD. How's the add-on going? The radar needs Sakura. Brakes need to release, I think. Yes, Spectre, I think they need to. And hand brakes on the cars. Bear, that is a good idea. Maybe Hank really fastened the hand brakes on the cars. But that would be weird. And we cannot check like 84 or 83 hand brakes now. Let's see if we can get a reading from the end of train device. So what I can tell you is that I played this scenario before and you can actually finish it. What you can't is read this end of train device because it doesn't give you a reading. Flashes, but you can't see the brake pipe at the end here. Can you see what the brake's doing? Well, you can see that the brakes are sitting fast at the wheels in case they are actually animated, but I don't know whether they are animated or not. And ASRTU says, imagine if a single handbrake managed to hold the whole consist. Inspector says, well, at the end of the day, it is unexpected delays, not expected delays, is it? You are totally right, Spectre. So, There was something with the safety systems in the beginning, because we had this exclamation mark here, and that was probably the PCS switch open that did not close after trying to reset our brakes. We are sitting here in the gradient with no brakes on at all, and still we're not moving. That means probably the brakes on the cars are not releasing. Did you do it? Probably not. Well, yeah. I'm afraid we won't get out of this anymore. And I think I have seen Paul writing something about this on the ambassador's Discord, that if you apply the emergency brake, after that you cannot release and recover anymore. And this is probably what happened here. Well, guys, with the internet being in the state that it is, I think I will call it a day here and end the stream here. I wanted to show you the first debut DLC in Transient World for the Hot Iron Simulation third-party developer. I think it is a nice DLC with 2 beautiful locomotives, a great timetable for Cajon Pass, good scenarios. If you play them correctly, they probably work. Avoid getting your brakes into emergency. As you can see, it is hard to recover it. And thanks for showing the SF, the Spare and Spectre. Thank you for the stream, Tiger, and for keeping on despite the difficulties. See you guys. Next week there will be the release of the nuclear trains, the freight pack, with the modern version of the Class 20 chopper. We will see whether I can get unboxing stream running during the weeks, or maybe we will see and meet on Sunday again. It will be a busy week, so probably on Sunday again. And see, there is a signal. I have a good news and a bad news. The good news is that the wagon is parked in the siding and is not obstructing the track. The bad news is that the locomotive is not working right now. I guess it's the train, it's the revenge of the train. The other hoppers are exacting their solidarity with the hopper that we put into the siding, and they don't release the brakes anymore. Spectre, as Homer Simpson says, it is nuclear. Okay. I'm so sorry for butchering the word nuclear. The nuclear trains. See you next time. Akura, thank you, and good night. Have the greatest of weeks. Be nice to each other and make the best of everyone's life. Bye bye.